When we get on. Okay, welcome everybody. Thomas Dubois here. It is 10:30:25. Tomorrow is what they call Halloween in some places, or Harvest Festival Day in some other places. So we are very, very excited about going into this weekend strong. And these trainings have been just invaluable and wonderful for everybody. So I want to thank everybody for joining in, coming on, getting your people on, being enthusiastic about it. Now, I want to talk about a few things before I introduce our guest. So one is that tomorrow I'd like to take a little vote, okay, on going into November. Do we want to? Okay, so I'm going to say a few stipulations to the vote. Okay, I want to vote on what we want to do with this morning meeting because I'm going to keep the morning meeting no matter what. I love it. Okay, and so it's not about me though. That's what my next topic is about. We have so many new people coming in consistently over and over again. So when we're talking about doing trainings and stuff, we should really never think about what we want. We should think about how many people can be affected by it, like you all have been for the last 2 weeks. Okay, so the new people coming in, they have a place to plug in, they have a place to go, they have a place to catch up. They also have recorded videos from all of these great I'm not going to start mentioning them all, but man, all of the great leaders that have done a training so far of one sort or another, from the back office training to trainings on MetaMask and everything in between. As far as everything crypto, I do want to keep the theme of this everything crypto. I do want to continue it. Just a matter of how many days, and do we want to keep it 4 days? I like starting my day this way. So for me, I might, if we vote to go to 2 days or something, I might still do it the other 2 days and just keep it open mic'd or something. So I don't know that. I'm not making any conclusions yet, but I want you to take the next 24 hours to mull it over on what you would prefer to see this moving forward, starting starting November 1st. Okay, so tomorrow is a perfect day of ending this for this month. But moving forward, we're gonna vote on, and I want some opinion on whether somebody wants it, and we're gonna get these opinions tomorrow, not today, but whether somebody wants it 2 days a week, maybe a Wednesday Friday thing, or whether we want it keep it at the four for a little while more, maybe keep it at the four going to the end of the year. I've got some big announcements for the beginning of the year coming up, and I'm going to run them through the Texit Ranger stream first. I'm going to be running these ideas on the beginning of the year things a little later today as I put it together. But there's something that is on my heart and on my mind that I believe God's given to me to continue on from something that I've done for a lot of years. Okay, so lots and lots of stuff going on. Tomorrow we're going to vote whether we want to keep this for 1 day a week, 2 days a week, 3 days a week, 4 days a week. I am good with four. I want us to be thinking about the team. I want us to be thinking about new people. I want us to be thinking, uh, yeah, most topics are posted. And so I want us to be thinking about the team growing. See, guys, we've been given a mandate yesterday on the Ranger call that it's time to shine. It's time to go. If we want to meet the goals that we want to meet, we need to do 62 million in sales this week. I mean, 6.2 million in sales this week. We're a little bit of ways from that. So we need a couple more million. So this week, if you're hesitating on putting somebody in and you want to reach the goals of Texas Coin correctly and you want to be on track for that, don't hesitate. When people hesitate for the next week, they don't understand what the rising tide might be affected by that. or other people that might be affected by that. We don't want to wait on volume, not right now. It's a critical time. It's a critical time. We want volume coming in a big, big way. Okay, big, huge announcement for me. And this is why, I text Bobby after the Ranger call. I said, well, you got me lit up. Sorry I screamed out on the call because, man, as soon as he made this announcement, I unmuted and went, yeah! I was like fired up, man. So here it is. He says, you Denver people. And I right away lit
Woohoo!
up. He says, you Denver people. And I went, oh, here it comes, because I was hoping. He said another airport was coming. DIA, baby. DIA.
Yay!
So not only a funny looking horse, we're gonna have Texit coin all over the place. Maybe we could get him to hang a hat on the crazy horse. So but DIA guys is the next advertising base. If that doesn't fire the people up here, it fires me up. I grew up in Denver. I grew up in Golden. I graduated in Wheat Ridge, down in the Denver area. I live 2.5 hours up the mountain from Denver because right now it's way better up here. No, 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 no. But I do love the Denver area. We've been doing what? We've done 3 or 4 live events at the hotels in Denver so far. And I might come out of meeting retirement. So as you all know, when my bank and when other people's when all that went down about 3 weeks ago, I took a break. I said I'm not doing no public presentations for a while, and I'm still not doing those. I'm just doing private things like this and trainings and private meetings. That's what I chose to do because my banks sat me down and had some conversations with me about 250,000 a week going through them because of you guys' crazy growth in business. Your guys' crazy growth in business. It's all your guys' fault. It's such an awesome thing, isn't it? It was such an awesome, awesome time of doing peer payments as rapidly as we were. But now things have changed. So we have 4 days a week that we're training on getting everybody self-sufficient in crypto so we can spread that burden and wealth. And it's not a burden. It is growth. And Bobby even told us some of you guys doing these peer payments, you're gonna get slapped on the behind, and woken up a little bit. So just be prepared for it. So I was prepared for it, but it still made me nervous. So I just decided, to start helping people to buy their own crypto and to do it themselves instead of me buying all the crypto. Okay, so I was the one buying all the crypto, and no longer will I do that. Matter of fact, a guy wanted me to buy his crypto today with other crypto, and I said that goes against everything that I'm doing. I said I need my crypto to build my business, and I do want to buy your cryptocurrency, but I want to buy it with cash, because I'm not going to use my crypto that I'm using to build the team, to give to anybody else except for to build Texit Coin. Period. Period. And all of you should have the same mindset, by the way. Okay, everybody should have Tommy Boy's mindset, don't you know? Okay. All right, let me shut up for a minute. We're 10 minutes into this introduction, but what a great announcement. There was so much more on there, by the way. Get ready because we're still working on some of those bigger platforms. Can I say the names of the ones we're working on without Angie? Do you think that's okay, Sarah? Anybody? Bill? Maybe not. Okay.
I'm not sure.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I would be careful just because you never know what people start rumoring.
Yeah. So they begin with a B and a T and some things like that. Okay. So, but some of the biggest platforms in the world, we are in steps on working on, and so that's all awesome, guys. But we're still not going to pay to play. Unless, besides the normal fees, we're going to be invited on to most of these platforms. That is Bobby's style. That is our that is Ranger style, and that's what the company's laying out to do. Guys, 110 million in so far. Are we small? Are we small?
Nope.
Are we to be reckoned with? 110 million raised so far, guys. It's time to pay attention. And guess what? That was a whole lot of people taking the burden of buying that crypto. So let's get to the show of teaching you guys how to buy crypto better and how to buy crypto more, and even giving a guy like me new ideas. Today's going to be all new ideas for me, and so I'm very very excited about it. I love that I'm bold enough to put Angie on the spot yesterday. It'll teach you to chime up on one of my Zooms, won't it? So,
Exactly.
so I love that, and I loved her participation yesterday. And I don't know much about Angie. I just know that her and Sarah have been doing some good work together. I know that I see her team working with all of the other Rangers, and I'm grateful to finally get to team work with her myself and with all of the Rangers on here and all of the leaders on here. And so she didn't even hesitate. Well, she hesitated maybe for a second yesterday. At this early in the morning? No, 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 no. But we are grateful to have Miss Angie, and it's Rash. Is that the right way to say it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Miss Angie Rash, who is a vehicle owner now of a Texit vehicle. She also is a very powerful ranger. You heard her give you some. I'm very open about the money that I make and whatnot to try to help and inspire. She was the same with us yesterday. We know that she is making a boatload of money weekly, and that she'll just put in the chat if you want a loan. No, just kidding. But without further ado, Miss Angie Rash, the show is yours. You let me know if you need anything. The chat's open. We appreciate you. We love all of you. We love you in Texit Ranger style, and appreciate you being on here. Take it away.
Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be here. And I just love the fact that you are so open to literally be working as a team and allowing all us other Rangers to, participate. Because I truly believe that everybody has something to offer. And we all come from different walks of life, different personalities, and we have different strengths. But when we come together, we just make Texit that much stronger. And so I want to give credit where credit is due. And the only reason why I hesitated a little bit yesterday was because I literally just learned this myself recently from somebody else on my team who is amazing, and I'm sure will be an asset to all of us, and that's Stacy Dawkins, and she's here this morning. So if I happen to get stuck on any of this, I'll have her chime in as well. But thank you all for being here.
I
I will
just made
tell you.
Stacy co-host. If you want to, collaborate on anything, okay?
Okay.
You're all set.
All right. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I had to let my cat out. Okay, so and for those who haven't started buying crypto yet, you're going to find that there has been quite a challenge. And Stacy and I have been down this road trying so many different things, and it has been so frustrating. The most recent one I had tried was Spritz. And although I believe that Spritz is a good platform, and I know Mike Healy just made a video on that, and it's very easy to follow. For me personally, and I don't know if it was a red flag because we are buying so much crypto or such a large amount that they shut my account down. And
Happened
basically,
to multiple people, just to throw that out there.
okay. And
But Bud had it happen to him and a few others.
well, and maybe you can enlighten me and see, if they were able to get their accounts back, because at this point, what they had asked for me to do was to provide them with bank statements and IRAs, and I mean, and basically prove my wealth, and and I understand that they have to do what they have to do because they're getting their money from the banks, and they said that they don't send any of that information to third parties. However, they do have to be the main source, the middleman to get us approved in order to move forward. And I really didn't feel comfortable with giving them all of that information. At this point, it hasn't happened yet with Moonpay, so I hope that it doesn't. And if it does, if they do request the same thing, I guess what I would do at that point is just to block off all account numbers on anything that you have to supply them with. So what they're looking for is basically just that your name is on the account and that they can see, numbers showing your proof, right? So Herschel is saying that it's happened to everyone that wires money in. Okay, Spritz shut you down too, Stacy. So the next thing that we moved on to was Moonpay. And I will tell you, I'm actually very, very surprised because it is probably one of the easiest ones that I've come across, and very affordable. I've also done it on purchased on Edge Wallet, and the fees are, up to 7%. And so that can add up. I believe it only cost me like 40 cents on one purchase, $20 on another, but it was a pretty large purchase. It was like a $9,000 purchase. So I think that's pretty reasonable. So I'm just going to show you some slides here, as opposed to doing it on my phone. I didn't feel comfortable actually showing my wallet for obvious reasons, but I think these slides are pretty basic. And so let me just tell you that the first thing you'll need to do is just go to your app store on your phone and download the Moonpay. Very, very simple. So let me go ahead and share my screen, and I'll share these slides as we get through this. So if I hit the present button, I just want to see if you're able to see that in full mode. Can you see that?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. All right. So again, and once you set up your account, I know that sometimes it's not unusual for people just like Coinbase to do a KYC. And so you're going to have to go through a verification process, and they're going to request for you to upload your driver's license and put in your address, your email, and then you get a verification in your email, and then you get a text on your phone. So you do need to make sure that you go through that process. But once you have done that, it's very, very simple. So the very first thing you're going to do is you're going to have to click on the deposit. The minimum is $20. And you're going to have to actually add into the Moonpay balance fund. And they encourage you to do that because I think that's probably where they make their money. So when you do it through the Moonpay balance, you could even get it to where, and correct me if I'm wrong, Stacy, but there's very, very limited amount because you are using the Moonpay to transfer that crypto. Okay. So you're going to just, once you click on it, it's going to take you to this little screen here. And again, $20 is the minimum that you can purchase. So you can either choose any one of these buttons or just type in the number. Now they're also going to, and then it'll tell you down here how much you're actually going to pay. And you can connect it. You'll notice here that there's a choice to connect it to either PayPal, or Venmo, as you see here on the side. So if you already have an account in either one of those, it'll recognize it through your phone and connect it automatically. Otherwise, I would go and set yourself up with either a PayPal or Venmo before you download the Moonpay app and then connect it. Okay. And then once you connect it and you hit, $20 or however much, I would probably always start with a small deposit first, just to kind of as a test to make sure that you see it in there. And then you're going to get this little screen here. I mean, it's such a simple process. It's probably the most simplest one I've come across yet. And so if once you hit that button and you fund it, you're going to fund the Moonpay, and then you're going to transfer it over to to your wallet. So you're going to, let me back up. You're going to fund your Moonpay first by adding that money in there. And then you are going to click on the buy button. So now you're going to buy the crypto. And as you buy it, it's going to give you an option to ask you, what is it that you're trying to buy? So you can type in the address bar up here, USDC. And when I first saw this, I said, oh, good Lord, which one do I buy? Because there were so many. make sure that you see that it's the ERC20, okay? And that definitely will clear it up for you. Put in your purchase amount, click on continue with USDC coin, and you can always play back this video to take you through the instructions. Very, very simple process. Now, down here is where you're going to put your wallet address, and it could be anything. It could be, Stacy uses Rabby, I use Edge, so I put my Edge wallet in here. But make sure that you do that. Otherwise, it's going to send it to a Moonpay wallet address, and that's just one extra step, because then you're going to have to move it from your Moonpay to your Edge wallet or your Rabby or wherever, and then out to where you want to send it to. So if you just put your wallet address here, it'll save that step for you. Then you're just going to click on pay with your Moonpay balance. It's going to send you a little code on your phone. And that's it. It goes through, it does, take off the amount that it's the little fee. And then after that, you can just click out of it and go into your wallet and check to see, oh, that's the last slide, and go to check to see the balances in your wallet. And it always has been every time I've used it. So, I mean, that's how simple it is, guys. So,
Angie, do you have to have Ethereum in there at all for the gas fee?
no, it just sends it right directly from that Moonpay wallet. Now,
So it takes it out of what you're sending.
yes, but once you send it into your wallet, like with my Edge wallet, obviously I have to use Ethereum to send it out. So, but not directly out of the Moonpay app.
Great.
It was asked, do you know what the limits are? Have you guys ran into those yet?
I didn't see anywhere on there that it stated on the website that there were any limits. The other thing I do want to mention is that I also tried it on a desktop, and I just went to moonpay.com. You always first have to download the app and install it on your phone. But once I did that, I was actually able to use it for those people that are desktop users. You can use it in desktop mode as well.
Okay. Can you wire into it?
That I don't know. Stacy, you're nodding your head no?
No, it's either Venmo or PayPal. And as far as the limits, I have a PayPal $1,000 limit when I've tried to fund other exchanges. With this, I just funded $3,000 yesterday, and it went through like 5 minutes. I had it in my Rabby wallet. So I've not tried to fund more than the 3,000. I'm gonna try two today. One is 4,900 and one is 2,000. But what I also did is I split it up into directions for my prospects. So I set up a sheet for the first directions. I said, here's how to fund the account. And I send them those directions. And then we get on the phone and I say, okay, let's walk you through how to buy the USDC, because I don't want it to go to that Moonpay wallet and me have to figure out how to get it out of there. So I'll also post in here those 2 sets of directions, because that's what I'm doing. This is trial and error, because these are my first prospects and neither of them have any crypto experience. So this will be good to see, can people handle this? I think they can. It's really easy. So I'll also post the 2 different sets of directions that I'm posting or giving to my prospects in 2 different increments.
So have you run across anybody having limitations on Venmo or PayPal?
No, and I was surprised because I have $1,000 Venmo limit or a PayPal limit. And I did, $3,000, no problem. Like, wow, why is this? And I think it's because, you can either choose your checking account or your debit card. And I did choose my debit card, because it'll pull from wherever PayPal you have set up to pull, like if you just make a PayPal purchase. But I chose to do my debit, and I was shocked that it didn't limit me to $1,000. Like every other exchange I've ever tried, my PayPal has been $1,000. That's the max I can do. This, I didn't have a limit, so I was very shocked. But this week will be the true test, because I'm doing 2 today, so we'll see how people, if they have limits. So I don't know.
So it could really be good, because it could help people avoid having people send money to your bank.
Yes, and I was sick of getting checks in the mail. I'm so sick of getting checks in the mail and waiting for, so I didn't want anybody sending me money. I want to get away from that. That was our whole goal here. I don't want people sending me money. I mean, in a pinch, if she's 80 or if they're old and can't figure this out, sure. But I don't want people to send me money. So that's what we're trying to get away from.
And one of the things that I like to do with people when I'm walking them through a process is I will sign in my Zoom training with my phone. So that way I can actually show them on the phone what it looks like. And they're able to then do it on their phone. So it's just for those people that didn't know that, but you can always log in through a Zoom training on your phone and then share the screen so that you can, help somebody walk them through. But this is really such an easy process. So I'm hoping that we don't come across any other snags. And if anybody does, please let us know so that we can update the team as well. But, my PayPal account is connected to my Stripe and I've had that for some time. And Venmo, I don't think I have maybe I do, but maybe I've always purchased within my limits, but I haven't had any problems either. But I think if you're verified with Venmo, it's not going to be a problem. And so it just make sure that you get verified on your PayPal and Venmo account.
And it does look like we're seeing from people checking AI and whatnot that we're looking at about a 10,000 daily limit, 1 p.m. reset each day. So that's good to know. I think that means at noon I could go and do 10,000, and at 2 I could go and do another 10,000. So if we keep around that marker, you might be able to do some larger amounts.
Wonderful. Thank you for that. Teamwork.
Yeah, whoever did the AI in there, great job, guys. Mr. Corey, Mr. AI master himself. Corey did a great training if you guys get a chance to see it a couple weeks ago. And then tomorrow's going to follow up on that a little bit. Char's doing a little bit on some of that. So Char Prendergast tomorrow is doing a training on she's going to show you how to find a lot of stuff and go through a lot of things. And I labeled it, and now I can't find my own label. Oh yeah, Digital Navigator Workshop tomorrow morning. So Digital Navigator Workshop. Get your teams on here. Okay.
I do have a question, Thomas.
Yep, go ahead.
Angie, this is the same Moonpay that we go through MetaMask and Exodus.
Yes,
Okay.
it is. But you're purchasing it directly through Moonpay as opposed to it, going through your wallet. So it's a little bit different, but yes, it's the same company.
I mean,
What-
I had to put in like a credit card or something in it, and I had someone that's on here actually have several credit cards they put in and it didn't get accepted, and they were going through MetaMask. So I'm curious, whether this will be an easier process.
Yes, because they don't have to put that in their credit card. It's connected directly to their PayPal or their Venmo. So as
And
long as they're good on those ends, this should work for them.
and does it matter what, I don't even know the terminology, is it URL you're going through, whether it's Firefox or Chrome or anything, do any of those things affect?
I'm using Chrome. I don't believe that it would matter which browser you're using.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And so
Okay,
Andrea is saying that most banks set their own daily, monthly transaction limits for customers. If you're unsure your spending limit, it's best to check directly with your bank. If your limits are too low, you can ask your bank if they will increase them. That's a good point. And it could be, just like anytime that I would get somebody to send me something via Zelle or Venmo for peer payments, it was like some people said I only have a limit of $500 and others were able to send me 5,000. So it may be a personal limit and not necessarily a limit on Moonpay. So you may want to check that out as well.
and I want to say something directly with Andrea's, and Andrea knows what I'm about to say because she knows what I've been through. It's up to you if you're going to talk to your bank about what you're purchasing and where. I would never mention to my banks that I'm doing a cryptocurrency purchase. Never in my life. Every single time it's backfired, multiple banks. Over the last 10 years, I've had like 3 or 4 banks close. Why? Because I build my business, and I didn't think I build my business helping people to get in. So I'm always the one buying the crypto. Okay. but it's up to you to decide whether you want to talk to your banks or not about that. But just finding out what your limits are is one thing. But mentioning to your banks and talking to your banks and letting them know that you're in the crypto industry, that's a personal choice. I know that people that do that and are doing okay so far, and I know that the red tape's starting to move and release. But my experience has not been that. My experience has been, mum's the word. I'm trying to purchase with PayPal, Venmo, all of those things. That's one of the reasons I like MetaMask is I can buy through PayPal, and that's a layer between my bank and PayPal. Banks are still not our friend here, guys, unless you know they are. So that's up to you individually. Okay, never want
I
to
couldn't
stop.
agree with you more.
Okay.
Yes, I've had several people who have had accounts even after 24 years, and their banks closed their account just because they were trying to purchase crypto. And banks are not happy about, crypto at all. So I agree with you. I would not mention anything. And in fact, whenever I get a Venmo or a Zelle payment sent to me to help purchase the crypto for them, I tell them do not put anything in the notes about crypto, Texit, or mining, because I do not want my account shut down. So yeah, good, big tip there.
And I'll give you another one on that. I was telling them, put the person's name and the username in there. Well,
Yes.
the username kind of backfired. Crypto Joe.
Oh, no, I just say the name. That's a
Yeah.
good point. I didn't even think about that. I tell them to just put their name.
Yes, yes, yes. So these are just extra tidbits, guys. Keep the questions coming. So Andrea, you know that I'm not taking away from what you're saying there. Just because she's been through it too. She was with the credit union of Texas with us as well. A lot of us got an account there so that we could just pay direct our peer payments to Bobby, right? And so, anyways, so we just want to do that correctly, and each individual, it is your choice. If you're having conversations with your banker about Bitcoin, then more power to you. Every time I tried that route and it didn't work for me.
So, Thomas, I think that what I'm getting out of all of this is that we need to have numerous sources
Yes,
to
that's
purchase.
why
So
we're
we're
doing
not
this.
just focused on one. So those of us that haven't had the spritz shut down or our bank shut down or anything shut down, um, you know, you guys, Angie, you're mentioning names, things that I don't have accounts with, like Stripe and Base and things like that. Those are things I haven't done because I've been sticking with Exodus and MetaMask. And I'm finding that the fees are starting to get pretty high on some of those. And even crypto.com, oh my gosh. I mean, it's getting to be a little more than normal. So I don't know whether we're pushing the envelope or not, you know?
Well, and I
Right.
think that leads us back to the same point that if we just start training everyone to purchase their own crypto,
Yeah.
then they're only going to have to purchase it once unless they're wanting to upgrade, but at that point, 2, 3 transactions and they're buying their crypto, they're totally responsible at that point for their own account. And yeah, it might be, a little of a hassle that they have to wait those 7 days to get their funds released, but they're going to learn the process. And in the long run, I think it's a good decision for them to get to know how to do this from the very beginning. And that's what we're here to teach them to do.
And once they get it done, it's done. So that's
Yes.
the beauty of it.
And remember with PayPal and Venmo, I just thought of this. You can switch multiple times if you need to. Like if I have my credit card in there, I can choose on Venmo to go through my credit card, to go through their credit card, to go to my bank, to go to a debit card. I can choose 5 different ways to pay on Venmo. Same with PayPal. PayPal actually, inside of PayPal, you could choose multiple. Some will give you a fee, some won't give you a fee, right? So I can switch that up too. So say that I am helping my team a little bit more than most, okay? Then I can go from a debit card to my Verizon card to whatever, and kind of shuffle it around a little bit.
Yeah,
And
and
what-
it's just like Coinbase also. If you use your debit card, you'll be able to get the transactions through much quicker than if you use a wire transfer or use, the ACH. So you're just gonna have to, it's a learning process. But these are all great tips for everybody, knowing that we do have options, that there's not just one wallet source out there where you can buy crypto. And if you really, really need it, you could buy it directly from MetaMask or Edge, but it's going to cost you a little bit. But is it worth the time? So, that's kind of what you got to look at.
And you
What
just said something. You just said something direct. Stacy, just go ahead, Stacy.
Well, I was just going to say the time is our issue, not their issue. Because when I've talked to prospects who haven't waited 7 days, they're like, yeah, no problem. They don't care. It's our issue and getting people in and getting the points or whatever. People don't mind waiting. That's what I found. I'm like, oh, you don't mind waiting? No, I don't care. I mean, so it's really our issue more than it is their issue. They don't mind it. So that's my 2 cents on that.
No,
You've
love
got
that.
a lot of patient people. Because all of mine are like, Angie, I want to start today. Can I give you a credit card?
Okay, maybe I do have more patient people then.
Why didn't I put you in yesterday? Yeah. Hey. So also on that there was something said there that I think we might be missing too. So just little nuances, right? I might start the process of my ACH, buy 2,000 over here with PayPal, start the process with ACH, so I have in 7 days have another $5,000 coming in. Whatever somebody can afford to do and set up for their team. You start the process here, you do this here. Guys, yesterday I bought on 6 different exchanges. 6 different exchanges. Okay, why? Because I got to spread it out. 2, I'm trying not to have my growth stalled at all. So I'm trying to get ahead of that. Kind of like we started this, that, hey, this guy wants me to buy some TXC from him so he can get his funds back. I don't want to do that with my crypto. I'll do it with my cash. Okay. So that's another thing too. If you're not putting people in and you've gotten paid USDC or whatnot, please go to your direct lineage and sell it to your leaders. Don't cash it out. I hope that I never hear that anybody in my organization is cashing out crypto. I pray that I never hear that, because it will upset me a little bit with all that we've done for the team over the last year. That if you're going to cash out crypto, please sell it to your upline. If your upline can't afford to buy it, sell it to me. And I and if I can't afford to buy it, then we'll ask the team who wants to buy it. That way, you see what I'm saying? That way we'll turn it into something, because we have to have crypto to put people in, period. And so this is why we're doing these 4 days a week, loving up on it. Andrea, and everybody, Sarah and Corey and everybody that made input here, thank you so much. We're not ended quite yet. We got a few more minutes if anybody has more questions, and because we got Stacy and Angie here to answer them. So jump on.
I just want to say Stacy made a good point in the chat too. If they're
Yep.
coming in big and they need to wait on crypto or whatever, get them in at the 1 pack and then upgrade them a few days later. That way they're in and they're not missing out on the pricing or whatever, and they can start growing their team, but then they can always upgrade. So Stacy, thank you for that good point.
That's a great statement.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I think we're forgetting that and just try to jump to that 9 always. And that goes to, well, maybe it's only Stacy's people that have patience. Pick on Stacy Day. There you go.
I just want to say this, that, it's frustrating for a lot of people to have to get this stuff set up. But once you take the time to set these things up ahead of time, you're not, going to be frustrated again, because it does take time. And even for me, and when I go to set something new up, I have to realize that this is going to benefit everybody that I'm bringing in or helping, instead of like putting it off. So this is kind of a foundation. It's kind of like laying our own mine. We have to set up our base to get started, and really, be ready and be prepared, because what we do is what our team is going to do. So we lead by example.
Yeah.
Good
A couple
point,
questions.
Sarah.
Couple
Because
questions.
this is a duplicatable process. I'm sorry,
Yes.
go ahead, Thomas.
No, that's okay. A couple of questions. Charles, don't know what you're talking about on YouTube video. I know this will be recorded, but they're dropping YouTube videos on the Texit stream all the time. But not sure what you're asking exactly. And then on define ACH. ACH is them directly pulling out of your checking account. But does somebody know what ACH itself means, stands for? Automatic clearinghouse, okay, is the electronic transfer from your checking account. Okay.
May I
And
make a suggestion real quick,
please,
Thomas?
please,
Yeah,
that's what
I
we're here
just,
for.
yeah, a lot of my people, honestly, we just go to crypto.com and do a bank wire, because you're going to have everything within 24 hours. Sometimes the bank wire actually comes in within an hour. There's never more than a 24-hour hold, and there is a button in the back that you can change and turn that off. It still may happen the first time, but 24 hours compared to 7 days, yes, you pay for a little bit of convenience, but for those people that want it in right away, they can have it in within 24 hours.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. We've said on here a few times that to reiterate, one thing about wiring to crypto.com is they put it in your name. So as long as you don't tell the bank that it's going to crypto.com, as long as you take the crypto.com, you copy the email that they send you for the wire, and you don't copy that exact email, you take the information from the email, it's in your name. And so as long as as far as the bank knows, that's another one of your bank accounts. And that's how they feel about that. So that's one thing. For Moonpay, going direct to Moonpay, I've heard you guys talk about it for weeks. I'm so grateful for this training. Anybody more questions? Anything on getting this quicker? And then I'll let Angie close some things out. By the way, who was
So,
just speaking, Miss Shar, she is stepping up and training tomorrow. Get your pen and paper out and get ready for that. So she'll be the guest of honor tomorrow. And remember, at the first of the meeting, we're going to be doing we're going to be doing some housekeeping to vote and to talk about what bank account you're sending me your money to. Did I say that out loud? Did I slip that in there? Just kidding. Okay. All right.
hey,
So
Thomas,
go ahead, Bill.
one thing you were saying there, and you've repeated it before, but when you print the instructions out with crypto.com, be sure you cover up or cut off the crypto.com on that sheet of paper.
Yes, yes. Just go in with your the banking wire information that they send you. And so I did exactly what you said, Bill, right there is when I went into my bank with it for the first time. Now, if you have Wells Fargo, you can enter that information online. They have no wiser. They just think it's another one of your bank accounts. But I just cut that off the top because they have that anti-phishing stuff number for you and different things like that. So that's great. So Moonpay, let's get back to Moonpay a little bit. Any more questions about Moonpay? Any more questions for Angie and Stacy? We do hope that you guys will come on more often and collaborate with us. And at this point, we're going to be here 4 days a week. And I'm thinking 4 days a week till the end of the year, unless everybody votes me out tomorrow. So, but anything else on Moonpay from anybody out there? Questions? Anything? Okay, Angie and Stacy, you guys were a great team together, by the way. I know you've worked together much because we can tell. if you would like to, please close us out in the best way that you would like to, tossing in a little bit about where we're going with Texit Coin for this crew. This meeting is open to every single person ever. If they're a ranger, I mean, if they're a miner and they've spent $1,000 in the company, we want them on here. Even if they're your guests, we want them on here because just learning might get them into Texit Coin, and sometimes that's what people needs. We're here
Well,
to
I want to
serve.
say one last thing.
No, I want you guys to close it out with all that you want.
Okay. So, yesterday morning when I was on that call, and I usually I will take your a little announcement and I'll put it in my chat group. And so thank you for always having the doors open and allowing other people to join. And so you really inspired me, and I did a training last night also on placements and strategy. Because I followed along with you yesterday. So I'm looking forward to partnering up with you and moving forward. And I will make this a regular morning meeting for myself, and also share this in my group. So and I've seen people already popping in this morning from the announcement I made this morning. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I will say again, you were absolutely correct that we are at a pivotal point right now with Texit. And if we want to meet that goal, I mean, Bobby even said for the amount of people that we have in now, if everybody were just to bring in one person, every single person that we have in right now brought in just one miner, we would meet our goal. So, let's just double down on that, because now's the time, but to mention that we are hitting very close the 50,000 mark where BOGO is going to go away. And thank goodness we are locked in already and will be grandfathered in with that. But that is huge if you're going to be getting your commission and you have an opportunity to get it for twice as much. Instead of a $3,000 commission in hash power, you'll get 6 miners and 6 hash power basically. Then you don't realize what you have until you've had it and you've lost it. Or so let's get people in here now before they lose that opportunity, because if you care about anybody, you definitely want to give them that gift. So let's just spread the word, continue to work as a team. And thank you for all that you do, Thomas. I appreciate you more than you know.
Awesome.
I just want to give kudos, Angie. I kid you not, you are the perfect example of someone coming in and not knowing a thing about crypto. And I love that, because there are so many people still complaining about, oh, I don't understand it. And I can't talk to anybody because I don't understand. You are a perfect example, and I appreciate all you have really learned and done because of who you are and your ability to not only share, but just to keep learning. And thank you, because you're a good example for me, and I really appreciate that. And I just want people to know that just because you don't know anything about crypto when you first come in doesn't mean you can't learn.
Thank you so much for that, Sarah. And it's been such an honor working with you. And, going on all of these trips have been absolutely amazing. And just getting to, it's one thing to know people from around the world through our Zoom meetings, but when you get to meet them in person and you find that it's as if it's an extended family. So for anybody that's new here, you have so much more to look forward. We've got other trips coming up. It was amazing to watch people win these supercars on just a random pick the other day. Can you imagine being in only a month and now having a supercar? It's like, I just love everything about Texit. And for anybody that ever even says that this is a scam, they have no clue, because we are all over the globe. And so come in where you fit in, share it with others. Reach out to your team leaders, get them on 3-way calls. One of the things that I made a point last night was that as you share this with other people, is try not to, and excuse the expression, is to vomit all over them. Because then when you just start telling them, oh, when you build teams and you get commissions and it's a 1 and a 3 and a 6 and a 9, and you know, the people are going to be that they're just not interested because they don't understand the concept and they don't want to build, and that's okay. So I just literally focus on the fact that it's an opportunity to earn passive income by making one purchase one time and literally making money in my sleep. And then you get them on a call with your leaders and allow them to do the explanation. And if you just say, you know, I'm so new to this, I want to introduce you to somebody that's very knowledgeable, then you're passing the torch and you're giving them permission to feel that they are now open to listen to that information from somebody who's a trusted source and has been very successful in the business. And that's something about three-way calls or just even listening to somebody else that makes it work. Because when, you know, even me and I don't feel like I have a lot of experience, but when I try to explain it to people, but if I get somebody else on a three-way call with me, you know, all day long, and Mitch, I don't think there's one person that hasn't come in when I use Mitchell as my three-way call. So, you know, you use your tools, the videos and your leaders. And so again, thank you so much for allowing me to speak today.
Absolutely, absolutely. Keep it simple. Okay, Stacy, you want to say anything?
Nope, I just thanks for the opportunity. And like I said, I couldn't even spell crypto 3 months ago. I didn't know
I
an
was hoping you'd say
exchange
that.
from anything. So I'm just boots on the ground trying to learn so I can help my team. So that's what it's all about.
And guys, when we talk about ignorance on fire, that's the most money I ever made in my life when I didn't know how to say Bitcoin. This was a lot of years ago, but I didn't know what blockchain technology was. And in 3 weeks' time, by just sharing a video and putting somebody on the phone, I made $50,000 in just in less than a month. And so there's something to that, to not you being the expert. And we have so many tools here that if three-way calling's not your gig, use the tools. Let them do the selling for you. Let the people ask you the questions from there, whatever the case may be. If you're into three-way calling, we're all here for you. We're all here for you. You two, Angie and Stacy. Let's hear it for Angie and Stacy.